Washington. President Trump again said Tuesday he wanted Canada to be America's 51st state but was rebuffed by newly elected Prime Minister Mark Carney in a tense exchange in the Oval Office. "I still believe that, but, it takes two to tango," Trump told reporters, saying too that Carney could offer nothing to change his mind about new tariffs on America's northern neighbor. "No. It's just the way it is," Trump said of changing course on his new levies against Canada. Trump later gave more extensive commentary on a possible North American political union, calling the US-Canada border an artificial line and saying it would lead to a massive tax cut for them. "When you look at that beautiful formation on a map, when it's together, I'm a very artistic person, but when I looked at that, I said, that's the way it was meant to be," Trump said. "But we're not going to be discussing that unless somebody wants to discuss it," he went on, adding, "It really would be a wonderful marriage because it's two places that get along very well." Carney, 60, shot back that Canada is not for sale and that the Canadian view on becoming the 51st state is not going to change. "As you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale," he said. Trump replied, "I say never. I've had many things that were not doable and ended up being doable." Moments earlier, Trump shook hands and smiled with Carney outside the Oval, meeting for the first time, minutes after sending a snarky message on Truth Social questioning the value of trade with America's northern neighbor. "I very much want to work with him, but cannot understand one simple truth: why is America subsidizing Canada by $200 billion a year, in addition to giving them free military protection, and many other things?" Trump, 78, told his followers, "We don't need their cars, we don't need their energy, we don't need their lumber, we don't need anything they have, other than their friendship, which hopefully we will always maintain. They, on the other hand, need everything from us," he went on. "That will be, most likely, my only question of consequence," the president wrote. Carney, meanwhile, has said that he wants to discuss bilateral relations with Trump and see how Canada and the US can work together amid the tariff wars. "When I sit down with President Trump, it will be to discuss the future economic and security relationship between two sovereign nations," Carney said in his victory speech following the Canadian federal election April 28. Trump had mocked Carney's predecessor, Justin Trudeau, as governor, saying Canada should become America's 51st state due to the subsidies the US provides the country. But he was warm with the new PM in their Oval Office sit-down, saying Canadians elected a very talented person and a very good person to lead their country. "I thought you were excellent, and I think we have a lot of things in common," Trump told Carney. "We have some tough points to go over, and that'll be fine." Carney responded that he was looking forward to discussing trade with Trump and finding those areas of mutual cooperation. Trump praised Carney's election comeback, saying it may be even bigger than his own last year, and said the meeting would have a friendly tone, unlike the February 28 sit-down with visiting Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, which descended into arguing in front of the world's press. "We had a little blow-up with somebody else. That was a much different meeting. This is a very friendly conversation," Trump told Carney. Trump hit Canada earlier this year with a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum, along with a 25% tariff on cars, with a phased-in implementation, and a 25% tariff on all other non-USMCA-compliant goods, which economists have struggled to quantify. In response, Canada has retaliated with their own levies, imposing a 25% tariff on $30 billion of U.S. goods and hitting all cars not covered by the USMCA trade deal with a 25% tariff.